Welcome. You're tuned into Life is a Sacred Journey. Every week, we bring a new perspective to aging and caregiving. Here is your host, Micheal Pope.
So, hello, everybody. I want to thank you for coming back to our second show of Life is a Sacred Journey. I want to welcome all of our new listeners and thank the 1,200-some listeners that have decided to follow Life is a Sacred Journey. I thank you, and I look forward to continuing hearing from you. So many people have reached out over the last couple of weeks to say that they love the show, that they love the topics that we are proposing to bring forth. So please continue to shout out to me and let me know what you think. And again, you have joined Life is a Sacred Journey, and I am your host, Micheal Pope. I want to thank also, our first episode was so fantastic. We had Lydia Missilides from CADS, which is the California Association for Adult Day Services, and Francis Kakagawa, who is an author and poet who writes about caregiving challenges, but also the joy of caregiving once you've made it through that journey. I want to encourage our listeners out there to participate, and you can do that by picking up your phone and calling 949-270-5908. And if you'd like to Twitter me any question or comment that you have for future shows, you can do that at Micheal, MICHEAL_POPE. Or you can also find me on Facebook at Alzheimer Services of the East Bay. So please feel free to send in your comments, questions, and ideas. We'd love to hear from you. And again, you've joined Life is a Sacred Journey, and I am your host, Micheal Pope, and I am so excited today to have the opportunity to bring on the show a group of young people that I have had the honor of working with since March of this year. They came to Alzheimer Services of the East Bay, ASEB, as we are known in our world, through a program called Collabriv, and they'll tell you more about that. And they worked with a lot of rebranding issues and challenges and marketing and all kinds of things. So they spent a great deal of time here. I have learned to love them. They are a part of my family, but I also wanted to share their stories with you because, again, as I told you, while in fact working with seniors and working with seniors that are dealing with forgetfulness, memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's is my passion and what I do, I do believe that life is a sacred journey. It has a beginning, it has a middle, and then it has this wonderful time that some people call the twilight of our lives that is just as special and should be recognized just as much as we do little people when they are born. We should give our elders the same amount of respect. So we're going to be talking about the whole life journey. While, again, seniors are my focus and what I love, so we'll spend some time on those issues and challenges. We will also be talking about the whole life cycle. I again want to prompt you, if you're a listener, to call in 949-270-5908, and do not hang up. If you call in and we do not answer immediately, please stay on the line. You're in a waiting room or a green room, and we'll pick your call up as soon as we can. So I have my friends, my family, my collaborative interns on this show with us, and I'm going to introduce them to you one by one, and we're going to start with Tiara. Tiara is from Singapore, and a part of what we actually, Fred, who was supposed to be on the show 2 weeks ago, who lives in Belgium, who's an expectant dad, so he's preparing for that wonderful journey and in the sacred journey. He left us, but before he left us, he made sure that we were called the A-Team. So Tiara is a part of the A-Team here at ASEB, and she brought a wealth of talent and experience in marketing and just a joy to be with and a joy and a love for life. So welcome, Tiara.
Hi, Micheal.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I have you on the show. I'm fantastic.
Thank you for having me. Such a pleasure.
Yeah, so I wanted to, we're going to start just giving you a moment to talk about, why you chose to make this journey in your life at this time in your life. Share as much as you feel that you want to about where you're going in your future, and just let the audience, the general audience, get to know you before we bring our other guest on.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hi everyone out there. My name is Tiara. I'm from Singapore. I just turned 23 years old, and I'm actually a fresh graduate from Curtin University at Perth, Western Australia, where I did my double major in marketing and advertising. So what hit me was when I was done with my degree, I didn't actually know what I wanted to do. So it struck me that I always wanted to work in America, and what's more perfect that it was for a non-for-profit. So as Micheal was saying earlier on, we came in through Collabriv. They are the global collaboration for the global generation. So they brought 10 of us from 9 different countries all over the world, and we interned in 3 local not-for-profits around the Bay Area. So I was very fortunate. I got to work with 4 very talented interns from Belgium, Turkey, and Zambia, and of course I got to work really closely with Micheal. So being in California, I learned a lot about the healthcare system, dementia care, and all this. So it was really very important, how I use my skills and to put it back into my work. Yeah.
So Tiara, when you graduate, I know you're getting ready to go back to Singapore for your graduation, but sort of your senior year in college, had you even anticipated this type of adventure?
Actually, no, because I traveled a lot, like maybe parts in Asia and Australia, but I never got so hands-on experience here at ASEB, and I have never worked in a global team, which has taught me so much about the different aspects of culture and how we approach in the work. So it's really a life-changing experience here.
And from the aspect of working with St. Mary's College here, also in Northern California, will you talk a few minutes about how that was brought into your program?
Yeah, sure. So Collabriv arranged it in a way that we go to work 4 days a week, Monday to Thursday, and on Fridays we attend a full-day leadership class at the Hub down in San Francisco. So they taught us a lot of how we view leadership in our own culture and bring it across to the table, where we will interact with each other in the group, and then from there we transcend it to an organizational level. So they coach us a lot on our values and on different people's leadership class and how we understand on receiving feedback and a letter of reference to never to assume when one is saying something else. So we draw a lot of that insight and we use it in our real life work basis.
Well, and I'm pretty prejudiced. My son graduated from St. Mary's College, so I actually think it's one of the most wonderful colleges for service. They're actually celebrating, I think it's like 150th anniversary or something this year. Yeah, and it's like they're talking about service. And so it's one thing to have a great education and to be able to go out and make money and buy trinkets, but it's another thing to be a person that understands that you have to be, you have to have service in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with it.
So we would love for our listeners to call in. So welcome, listeners. Call in. We're going to give you the phone number again so that you know what it is. It's 949-270-5908. And I'm going to ask Tiara to stay on the line because we're going to turn this into a party by the time we're done. And I'm going to ask my buddy Nkatya from Zambia to join the dialogue. Nkatya, are you there?
Yes, I am. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Oh, right.
So, Nkatya, I know that you were listening in as Tiara was speaking, but everybody's experience, no matter, I tell people all the time, in my support group, there's 8 of us there that have a diagnosis of Alzheimer's, but every single person is living that experience differently. So from Zambia, I know that you came to us and became a part of the A team. And tell me a little bit about how you got involved with Collabriv and why did you come here?
Well, I actually had a friend tweet me the details about this international internship. I was in Zambia, and my friend in Uganda sent me a tweet and said, "This looks so much like you." And I was at a point in my life where I knew that I wanted to work abroad and just be exposed to different experiences, different people, different sorts of work. I didn't necessarily plan to work in a nonprofit. It just happened, and I'm glad it did because it's been an incredible journey, life-changing for me. So, I applied for the Collabriv program. It was like a 2-3 month process, and before I knew it, I was in the Bay Area in February, and very exciting.
Yeah. So we've had a couple of callers that have called in during the dialogue from our guests. Please do not hang up. If you call in, we will not be able to answer you immediately because we're in dialogue. Stay online, enjoy the show. You're in a waiting room, in a green room, and we'll pick up your call as soon as we can. So please call back, callers who hung up. We want to hear what you have to say and get you involved in this conversation. So, Nkatya, so when you think about what is the 1 or 2 things that you thought of that you thought you might have encountered here that you're totally surprised you didn't?
1 or 2 things I thought I would be hit by, and I don't know how PC this is to say on radio, but I really believed that I would be hit by a culture of junk and fast food. And that just isn't the case in the Bay Area or in Berkeley. I mean, I live with a family. That's another aspect of the internship program. We get to stay with homestay families, and my family grow a lot of their stuff in the backyard. And so it's been very interesting for me to eat like I do back home. It's really funny that everything here is called organic because it's grown locally or in your backyard, and back home it's just like normal. So
I know.
I guess we do eat a lot of organic food in Zambia.
Yeah.
Second thing that I thought I would encounter, well, I don't know. I thought maybe I would encounter a lot of questions about where I come from and what it's like. But I mean, basically, I feel that there are a lot more people nowadays who are more educated or aware of, what's going on back in Africa, and that, we live like everybody else does. So as opposed to my time in Europe, I haven't been hit with so many ridiculous questions, if I may put it that way. So I was excited about that.
Well, I think anytime you travel somewhere else, everybody has that National Geographic moment where they think it's going to be that picture, but yet it's, most places are pretty modern. So we have a couple of callers on the line, and I'm going to bring them in the conversation before we bring in our wonderful Burcu. Caller, you're on the line. Can you hear us? Caller?
Yes.
So welcome to Life is a Sacred Journey. I welcome you to the show, and right now you have Tiara and Nkatya on the show. Did you have any questions for them or comments?
Yes, I did. This is Lydia at CADS, and I had the pleasure of meeting your fabulous interns about 2 months ago, and I'm so excited to hear their voices today. I was wondering, several of you mentioned life-changing experience, and I wonder if you could elaborate on that a little bit more and what that really means to you as a young person starting out in the world and encountering this this amazing world that Micheal has described that exists in her program and within her community.
Thank you, Lydia. Great to hear from you. There have been so many life-changing experiences, but I think I will focus on one, which is during my time at ASEB. So before I came to the U.S., I had no experience whatsoever with Alzheimer's. I didn't know what it was. In fact, it was one big word that scared me. And I got here, and everything changed. And it's basically to do with aging. I mean, I think I come from a culture where aging is not, no one speaks about it. It's treated as something, you know, when people are getting older, it's almost like they treat it like a different part of life, or like people are in a different part of a life period. And what I've come to learn and understand, thankfully, is that it is not a different period. It is just a journey. Like when you're in your teens, then you move to your 20s, and then you move to your 30s. It's just really all like a continuum. It's just a journey, and everything from the time you were born all adds to who you are today. And so we should all embrace that and not treat aging like something foreign or the concept of the other. It's something we're all gonna go through, and it's something we all share. We were all born, and we all get older every other year. So that's been something life-changing, changing my perspective of aging, and that's something I hope I will carry with me back home.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, Lydia, it's so amazing. Lydia and I are colleagues, and we're both at the most wonderful time of life. and I look back at how, you know, when I was both Burcu, Tiara, and Nkatya, Fred's age, and the world was not as open to me. I mean, my family made sure that I was exposed to things, but to have left my family for 6 months, to leave the country without staying with people who I didn't know, I have to say, as powerful as people say that I am, in my 20s I wouldn't have done that. So I really have found that, you know, the experience working with them to be so amazing. I'm in awe that, you know, that they've adapted so well.
Well, and I was also very impressed with all of the A-team, had the privilege to meet all of you, and I feel that you have become global ambassadors now for this philosophy, and for also carrying forth a different notion of what it means to be a caregiver of someone who has Alzheimer's or dementia, and to also understand what this condition means to the individual. So I thank you for being here and being part of Micheal's team, and I wish you, just personally want to say, wish you all the best success in your life path as you go back home.
So much.
You're welcome.
Well, Lydia, before you hang up, I do have some good news. Tiara was not able to stay with us because she has to go back to Singapore for a graduation and a wonderful wedding of a friend, but both Burcu and Nkatya will remain in the States with ASEB until January.
Oh, that is good news. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll see you again.
We'll see you soon.
Okay, I'll say goodbye. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Lydia. Thank you for calling.
Bye.
So I'm going to bring one more caller on. Hello, caller. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm great, thank you.
So tell us who you are. Oh,
I'm
hi.
also part of the Collabriv program, and yeah, I heard about this wonderful radio thing, and I thought I'd just call in and say hi to the other interns. I heard so much about the great things you did at ASEB, and I think also part of the Collabriv program is that we made great friends, or I would just say we are more than friends. And I hope that we will keep in touch after the program. And there is one question I want to ask. because I'm curious about what is the one thing you think that will be the most valuable once you go back in your country that you learned here?
Good question, Dora.
Yeah, I know it's hard to decide.
Hi, Nora. How are you?
Hi. I'm great. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say actually from the experience we got here, my great take back will be actually learning the meaning of family. Because even with here, we are our foundation as our friendship and our love and everything, that is one thing that would never actually disappear. And that is why I really, really love my experience here, because I am so honored to go back with more family members added to my list. And yeah, we will never lose in touch. So don't worry, Nora.
Okay, great.
Thank you for calling.
I love what you said, Tiara.
Well, Nora, I think that when you are having shared experiences with people who have such abundant hearts, as all of you had, along with Dwight Wilson at Collabriv and the homestay families and all of the nonprofits, we all came from a place of heart. We all came from a place of wanting to make sure that this experience would be a phenomenal experience for all of you. And then I know for me personally, I wanted to make sure that my interns, when they went back to their home countries, that they could have nothing but glowing things to say about my country. And as an African-American woman, I also wanted them to take back some different understandings about the African-American family and condition in America, because all of the stereotypes that go out there, I don't live them. And so I really, that was sort of an underlying theme for me, that I wanted to make sure that they had an experience that would wow them. And so like you, all of you are a part of my family now, and I get to travel places where I know people now, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So you have to come to Austria.
I'm coming. Nora, I'm coming.
That's great. We should all meet there.
Yeah, we should all meet there. That's right, and then Fred can bring his baby, too.
Yeah, that would be fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, Michelle.
Well, Nora, I wish you nothing but the best of luck in your future, and I know we didn't spend as much time together as I spent with the other interns, but I do know you had a wonderful experience as well, and take that home and know that you are a global citizen and that you are loved here in America, and you will always be.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and keep on doing your wonderful work. Thank you.
Thank you, Nora. Thank you for joining
us.
Bye. Bye. Burcu, I need to bring you on the line because we have another caller. Caller, I know you've been on the line for a while, but I'd like Burcu to join us so that we can all be together and start this party right. So, Miss Burcu from Turkey.
Hello.
Welcome to the party.
Thank you so much.
So, Burcu is from Turkey, and she is a phenomenal leader. All of the interns proved to be phenomenal leaders in their own right, but definitely knew how to work as members of a team to be productive and to make a lot of things happen. But Burcu, for you, coming to America and knowing the things that are going on in your country right now, what do you think that when it's all done and said that you take back?
Well, I will take lots of things from here because I know Tiara and NK said the same thing, but it's really real. I mean, we had such a great experience, and I haven't worked in aging field before. And when I start to work about aging and Alzheimer's and dementia, I found it really great files. I mean, when you work on it, it's really special, and you experience really special things in here. And especially in Turkey, we generally expect things from, our government or our state. But what I see in here, especially in ASEB, all society try to do something for their community, and it was really attractive for me. And I think I will definitely take it to my country to make people more, involved to problems that we have in our society.
Wow. I'm going to ask another caller to join us, Burcu. So now we have all three of our interns together here now. I want to prompt all listeners to call in at 949-270-5908. Do not hang up. We will get to you in the order of the calls coming in, and thank you for calling. And we have another caller. Thank you for being so patient, caller. Welcome to Life is a Sacred Journey. Tell us who you are. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Tell us who you are.
Are you talking to me?
I am talking to you.
Oh, well, this is Karen Jones. I couldn't tell if I was next person in line, but I'm just calling in to say that, first of all, this is a wonderful talk show. And also, I did have the opportunity to meet all of the interns, and they are absolutely exceptional human beings. So I am very impressed. And it doesn't take it takes a lot to impress me, but I am awesomely impressed with each and every one of them.
Thank you.
So while I have you on the phone and you've made that comment, what is it that, we live in America, we're surrounded by young people. I know here working here in Berkeley, I'm surrounded by young people every day. What is that that they brought that we don't recognize anymore, or that we don't see?
Well, they all seem very focused, and by focused, they are aware of how can I say this? They're aware of their surroundings. So they seem like they're always paying attention to everything that's going on, and being from America, I see that our children are kind of cloudy in their thoughts. So to be able to come to this country and to navigate, and they all seem like they've been living here for years and years and years. Now, I don't know if my children could go to another country and be as functional.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm impressed with.
Wow. So that's a tremendous compliment, and Collabriv interns, I'm humbled by those comments, but they're well deserved. I agree. I think there's a lack of, unfortunately, because we're so caught up in the bells and whistles sometimes as parents that we provide our children, we forget to provide them the ability to connect with something bigger than themselves, to connect and be aware of the people around them, and to be more emotionally attached to things and not be so disposable, not only in their affection, but disposable in their thoughts. And so I agree 100% with the comments that you just made there, Karen, and I thank you for taking the time to call in and for being on hold for so long. So thank you for your tenacity, too.
Well, thank you. And again,
you're more than welcome to stay on the line and continue to hang out with us. And I'm going to pick up another caller. So if you hang up, we wish you the best of days. And remember that
I am going to hang in there until the end.
Okay. Hang on in. So we're going to have a new caller come in. Caller, welcome to Life is a Sacred Journey. Tell us your name.
Michelle?
Yes.
Hey, it's Debbie Toth.
It's Debbie Toth. Debbie Toth is a colleague of mine and a friend that provides like services and expanded, actually, more cultural, more ethnic programs that she has over in Contra Costa County. Debbie, thank you for calling.
I'm so excited that you're doing this. I think that you're breaking ground in many ways, Micheal, and I love that you're doing it in this new media format. And I want to say I think it's such an opportunity for the elders in our universe to have the opportunity that you're giving them by bringing in people from other countries when they're young to show them what we can do with our elders as they age, because I think that having lived in Hungary, there was nothing. I mean, you were either in your home and your family was caring for you, or you were in a hospital and you were dying. There was no in-between. There was no community-based service. There was no recognition that people like to age in place. And I don't know what it's like in Turkey in terms of that. I don't know what it's like in Singapore in terms of that, or any of the other countries, Zambia, that are represented by the people that are working with you. But I think that you're bringing a tremendous opportunity to change the way the world cares for our elders. And I just wanted to thank you for that and for your new medium and congratulate you.
Well, and I just have to say, Debbie Toth is like a sister to me. She's the sister from another mother, and she also has advocated in the last, I don't even know how long you've been at Mount Diablo Rehab, but the reality is Debbie is a force in the Bay Area and in the United States, because she has testified on behalf of seniors in our counties where we live and the people that we serve. She has steadfastly built her program over there as the CEO. I can pick up the phone and call her and converse with her, share ideas, cry with her. And so the fact your call means a great deal to me. Thank you so much for calling in. And we still have a lot of work to do. And I think that, as you said, the more we get the word out, the more we open up these media so that the voices of the people that we serve are heard, maybe, will touch some hearts and souls of some of the decision makers, so there will be a change by the time we need the services, or definitely by the time our children need the services. So, Debbie, thank you so much for taking time to call in. How's things over at Mount Diablo Rehab? Give them your phone number and your website.
Oh, okay.
You never know. Somebody might need help.
You never know. Our phone number is 925-682-6330, and we're on the web at www.rsnc-centers.org.
So please, if you're in the Contra Costa area, that county, or if you have a family or if a friend, or even if it's a stranger, we got to stop acting like we're not all connected. Even if it's a stranger and they need help, now you know of a place over there in Contra Costa that you can call, and Debbie Toth will take care of you. If she can't take care of you at her center, she has the resources and she knows where to send you so that you can get help. We are not alone. We're only alone if we center ourselves within the vortex where nobody can get to us. But if we pull our hand out of the vortex, somebody can grab it, and there's many of us out there who are willing to grab it and to navigate you through whatever journey if you're a caregiver. So please don't hesitate to give Debbie a call. Debbie, thank you again. Interns, do you have any questions for Debbie Toth?
Yes, just want to find out more of what more of what you do. Like, what are some of the challenges that you found? Because this is the first time we're hearing of Mount Diablo, and would love to come visit it whilst we're still here. But what type of service model do you have, and what do you provide to our seniors?
So thank you for the question. We have adult day health care, or as they're calling the Medi-Cal benefit now, CBAS, Community-Based Adult Services, much like ASEB. We have a program that is dedicated to people who are in the mid to late stages of Alzheimer's or related dementia. We also have a program for people who are native Russian speakers. We have a program for people who are native Farsi speakers. And we also have a general program. So we have different language-based groups as well as different cognitive functioning groups that are served in the same very, very similar setting to what you see at ASEB, where you have the nurse and the social worker and the physical therapist, the direct care staff, the program director, and it's all these therapies happening concurrently, but we disguise them as fun, so nobody knows that they're coming here, because who would want to go someplace if they were getting therapy all day long? I certainly wouldn't want to. So,
not me.
I mean, yeah. So the idea is it's like they're coming to their social club, and beyond doing adult day health care, we also have what's called the multi-purpose senior services program, where we have a nurse and a social worker team who go into people's homes and help them maintain their independent living by ensuring that there aren't fall risks in the home, that they get to their doctor's appointments, that they're managing their medicines. So what are the things that are going to cause them to move from their home to an institution, and we try to prevent that from happening. And then we have another program where we get people out of skilled nursing facilities and move them back into the community and connect them to programs like ASEB so that they can continue to live independently. So we have a range of services, and I hope that Micheal and I are both going to continue to have the energy and tenacity to continue to grow our programs to meet the needs, because I think that we all see that we can only do so much. We have these amazing programs. We have these amazing services. We have truly dedicated staff who are here because their hearts are here. But there are issues that we're housing that we're not addressing. There are issues that we need to grow our services. We need to grow what we do. We need for hospitals to use us. We need for managed care plans to use us. We need to get the word out. We need people to know we exist. And I hope that Micheal and I will continue to partner and scream and yell and beg and plead and all the things that we do so that we can move forward.
And Debbie, and with all of that, I'm keeping Clairol in business. Because all of the gray hairs that have come up over this. But, at the end of the day, when it's all done and said, and when I'm having my meditations and things and I'm talking to people, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you. Fabulous job you're doing.
Thank you.
And we will go over and come over and visit you real soon.
All right.
Debbie, thank you for calling in again. You're welcome to stay on the line if you have the time. If not, thank you so much for calling in. And producers, Debbie Toth is a person that I would like to have one of my shows on in her program. So remember that. Listeners, if you want to call in, 949-270-5908. Do not hang up. You're in the waiting room, and we're going to add another caller. Hello, caller. And we're going to add another caller.
Hello.
We just added you. Hello. You're on the air. I can hear me. Oh, they went away.
I think I have the line, but I'm not sure. This is Lon.
Oh, hi, Lance. Yes, you're on the line. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. I want to follow up on some hi interns. Hey, Debbie.
Hi. Hey, Lance.
I want to follow up on something that Burcu said, which was that she was going to take back to her country the partnership between the local community and the state. And hearing Debbie talk as well made me realize that having organizations like Mount Diablo Rehab and ASEB, which are operating like small, efficient businesses, is really a very productive way of getting these kind of services. It's much more efficient than just being administered by the bureaucracy of the state. So I wonder what you, Micheal, or any of the interns think about that.
Any interns? I'll give you the forum first since this is your party. Do you have any thoughts on that? Well, Lance, I know that Debbie and I both agree with you wholeheartedly that, I think that the adult day health care model, the daycare model, and many of the social services that provide not only primary care but ancillary care for seniors and their families are doing it in a very efficient way because the funds are not there, whether they be through insurance or medical management or through the state funding. It's just not there if you come from a socioeconomic group where you're kind of teetering on the border of what we call now the working poor. And so the reality is if we can keep people healthy, if we can keep people engaged and involved, if people are getting the right amount of nutrition, as Nkatya said, if I'm happy and I'm not depressed, I do not cost the state as much money to maintain me from the time that I'm diagnosed with any disease, whether it be dementia, Alzheimer's, whatever. Research, hands down, has shown that when all those areas of activities of daily living and all the areas that we call mind, soul, and body, that we're taking care of those things, people are stronger and people are much more capable of remaining in the community with respect and dignity, and their families then have the ability to support them much longer than they would if they were in a skilled facility where they're wasting away, and it only brings grief and depression to not only the individual but to the family. So, Debbie, do you have any thoughts on that?
Lance, you're really right, because even if the state has so many, policies or services for there's always some, problems that the government, they don't, point it. So I think we always need organizations like ASEB, and because we can focus on local issues more than, national point, because we are facing with the problems every day in our program, and we are practicing and we are solving the problems immediately. So if people, they really want to see what we are doing here, they should come and visit us and see how we work and how we, answer the services so quickly and help these people really quickly. Because sometimes it's really, if you have bureaucracy in your country also, it takes so much time to get these services. And sometimes policies or insurances, anything like that, they don't really work for people because they don't know how to reach these, services. That's why ASEB is always what I see in here. ASEB was in there, and ASEB was supporting people in that way, how they can reach their, services from the national level or, local level. That's why it's really important to support this kind of nonprofit organizations.
Debbie Toast, are you still with us?
I am if you open the line.
Okay, so we only have, gosh, this has been such a great show. We only have another 15 minutes, and there's some wrap-up party things we need to do. But did you hear Lance Reynolds' question? Wrap-up party things we need to do. Well, did you hear Lance Reynolds' question? Debbie?
I'm here, but I didn't catch his question.
Okay, so his question was more about how we as nonprofit organizations have efficiency models where we are very efficient and we are able to provide these battery of services. Why pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing, can't we get government and funding sources to see that if they just supported us with operational funds, we could do this?
I think that there has been a negative stigma attached to us in the past that was institutional, and I think we're in an environment now where we have the opportunity to recognize that that was a fallacy, and that the services that we provide do indeed save money, they do indeed provide human dignity, and they are indeed the way to go and the wave of the future. And I think we're in an exciting new environment where we can put the past away and step forward and demand that our government pay for these services. If you look at all the studies that are coming out from the SCAN Foundation, from the University of California, they're doing some studies statewide. There's the California Endowment that is sponsoring studies. There's all kinds of studies going on right now. And if you look at all of the studies, you see in each and every one of the studies that not only is it more cost effective to keep people living in the community, but they're healthier when we keep them in the community. And so I think that with the voice, with the studies, I mean, how long have we been begging for data, Micheal? I mean, you know, we're barely getting by on a shoestring budget trying to make things work, and people keep asking us for data, and finally these foundations are stepping up to the plate, doing the research, gathering the data, and now we have the proof.
Well, thank you so much. When you know, Debbie, when we were in Sacramento just really fighting for adult day health care, the one thing I realized, and that's why we chose the song Wake Up Everybody as the theme song for the show, is that when we as a collective come together and have one voice under one issue, we can change so many things. I watched us, along with Lydia and our colleagues and from North and South and California, create a change, and it's not perfect. No, it's not perfect, but we pushed the envelope. We were willing to step out there, and I think going forward we're going to have to grab other partners with us so we don't burn out, and that we can make a difference that's sustainable, because if I need adult day health care, I want it around.
Amen.
Yeah. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today for our show. You're more than welcome to hang out and listen to some more of it. We're going to bring Nkatya and Burcu and Tiara to a spotlight moment. And please stay on the line or hold on. And I'm going to play Tiara's favorite song, and it's titled Home. So, Tiara, that was for you. That is your favorite song, Home, by Philip Phillips. And Tiara, as I said, has been one of our interns here through the Collabriv program. She will be leaving the A-team next week and going back to Singapore for her graduation. And it's been one of the most glorious experiences, other than having my children, to have her in my life. I look forward to going to Singapore to visit her. She has brought a great, wonderful spirit to ASEB, and I just wish her nothing but happiness and joy, and I know that she's going to make a difference in the world, and she's going to take the message out about dignity and respect to the greater good and to Singapore. I want to thank Nkatya and Burcu, who actually are going to be able to stay with us until January, and I'm so happy that they're on board. And I want to invite everybody to join me back here again for Life is a Sacred Journey on September 5th at 5 p.m. And we're going to be honoring Grandparents' Day, which is actually September 8th. And so call in, give me your favorite grandparent story, memory, or word of wisdom. And as we close out, I'm going to leave you with this quote. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. And that's from Margaret Mead. This is a song that I found. I'm into music, you guys, so you're going to hear a lot of good music to take you on the way. And it's called I Hope You Dance. And I dedicate this to the Collabriv interns, and I hope for the rest of your life that you dance, that you make a difference, and that you understand that we are a human race, and there is nothing really that separates us. The stuff that we make separate us is all man-made. Thank you for being here. Life is a Sacred Journey. I'm your host, Micheal Pope. See you on September 5th at 5 o'clock.